Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking through the thought process on how to successfully complete the Imaginarium Theater. And I feel a lot of the planning actually starts on this screen right here. The main thing to consider when going through the theater is your loss conditions. So I think some of the more difficult loss conditions are the 4 bosses as well as the defense event on Act 4. So let's look at these enemies and consider what we're going to need for each one. So we have the Primo Vishap. We're going to want a shield. It makes it significantly easier if he's taking that feedback damage. We have the Electro Regisfind. Normally, not too much of a struggle, but they only give you 45 seconds to clear it, so we're going to want a lot of front-loaded application to break his shield. We have the Fish Cat. I don't recall his name. We're going to want Cryo, and we're going to want somehow to melt or shatter after we freeze him. And the Big Yoshi, we need AoE Pyro, which is probably the most lenient of the bosses, but he has a tremendous amount of HP, so we're going to want a strong team. A consideration for the trial characters compared to your own characters is if you are really struggling with artifact sets, even though it'll be a little weaker, 4 of these characters we're going to waste immediately. So don't hesitate to just use the trial ones, even if they're a little weaker. We're just going to use them for 2 acts. Unfortunately, I don't have a good Navia build, I don't have a good Diluc build, and Noelle is on Marochaussee, so without Farina, it's not really worth considering. So the consideration in the character draft, you don't really want to draft teams as much as you want to draft characters who can just solo acts with like as little support as possible. So our characters like Ganyu, Mavoika, Yoimiya, Gaming, those characters, we can use them for 2 acts each. So if you consider that there are 10 acts to get through, we only really need 5 of these characters to succeed. So you're going to want to fill the rest of your roster with some defensive utility if you need it, mostly supports. General is better. Chevreuse is only included because we do have Fischl as a special guest. But characters that can just perform well regardless of what you put them on. Xiangling, the Pyro Traveler, Zhongli, China, they're really general. You can just kind of put them in teams and they'll do well enough. A consideration for equipment is any Natlan character with scroll is essentially universal. Any characters with residual skill effects, Tenacity of the Millith is going to be great. Noblesse Oblige, always a good choice. Most teams just appreciate some extra attack. And Viridescent Veneer, very good for any swirlable elements. You don't necessarily need any of these pieces leveled. I have none of them leveled on Sayu. I just don't have enough sets. The 4-piece buff is more than good enough to help us for what we're doing. So let's get into it. So here we are preparing for our first act. The first act and the second act, always freebies. You can just use the trial characters. So what we're going to want to do is just bolster our roster for upcoming challenges. So I am always going to prioritize companion recruitment over buffs because the buffs are relatively specific. With my own draft, if there was a consideration for Pyro or Cryo, I drafted considerably less Cryo characters, so I will have a better pick, as well as I intend to use Cryo to defeat the Electro Regisfind. So, the considerations here, Shenhe, the better buffing support, but I do need a shield for the Primo Vishap, so I will be taking Diona.
The hunt begins.
Unfortunately, we didn't get another recruitment event. We have 200, so I can afford to just pick up this buff. It will help. Unfortunately, still not another companion recruitment. We're just gonna go with the buff again. Something that isn't really a consideration for you watching, but is for me because I want to do this in a single take. Some mystery cache boons are horrible. They will absolutely ruin your run. Like, if all my companions cost 10 more for the rest of the run, in your own personal runs, you could just risk it and restart if you get something dumpy. I don't want to do that. I'm actually going to reroll. So they just want to give me this Pyro Crystal buff. We're just going to take it. It's fine. So when considering the elite encounters, you kind of want to look for time-wasting enemies. This guy will burrow around and be annoying as heck, but it is only Act 1, and I do have a minute and a half to do it. See, they're here again. Less time and less payout. I'm not going to do that. And these guys, relatively easy. If you're concerned, this is the one I would pick. But I want the bigger payout because we only got one companion recruitment, so we're a little behind the curve. And we're early on. I'm going to risk it. Unfortunately, because of the way theater is set up, we had 6 starting characters and we need to use 4. We cannot use any less. So I have a plan for that. Navia and Kaya alone will be able to clear everything in the first 2 acts. Not a big fan of Diluc, and I might as well just get Geo Resonance. I don't really want Noelle moving forward.
Leave it all to me. Hey there! This one's got your name on it. A proper send-off.
Cool it. Don't get frostbite. Learning this.
I must leave no stone unturned. Hey there! Umbrella warfare, I guess. Hiya! Proper send-off from this.
Freeze. Oh, so sorry. Time for retribution.
Leave it all to
Dodge this.
feeling lucky. Ha! Coming at ya.
So at our character draft, we have 2 pretty good options here. So there's a little bit to consider. Gaming will essentially be one of our carry positions. He will carry 2 acts on his own. Charlotte is very good into the Electro Regisvine. She will quickly break the shields without much commitment on field. So I'm not really needing another carry character this early, so we're going to go with Charlotte to try to make one of our loss conditions a little easier. Unfortunately, once again, they're not giving me a character recruitment event. I'm going to reroll. Finally. Okay, so both of these characters, very good. Zhongli would help us in the Primo Vishap, but we already have a shield character with Diona, and I would actually like a little off-field pyro to help Ganyu get through that fight.
I'll bring my seasonings.
This elite fight, I'm very concerned about clearing it. I believe Diluc could do it, but I'd rather not risk it. These wheels huge time-wasting enemy, but not very strong. This fight, most of the enemies will pursue me, so this is the one I'm going to go with.
Freeze! Don't get frostbite.
Steady us.
Verdict is...
This one's got your name on it. Umbrella warfare, I guess. Ha. A proper send-off from the Stina with love.
Dodge this! Oh, so sorry.
Time to clean up. I must leave no stone.
Cool it!
Feeling lucky? Hiya! Haha, fire! Well, with Ross.
So in this draft, Sayu's great filler, but once again, we're looking forward to our Lost Conditions coming up. Amber's Burst is a lot of front-loaded pyro that will really help in the Electro Regis find. They're finally giving us companion recruitment, which is great. And 25% refund, also amazing. Xinyan, we're covered for shield. I think I'm going to go with Pyro Traveler to try to buff up our damage a little bit.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Unfortunately, they gave me 80 just to put 100 cost in my face. We're gonna go with the buff. So unfortunately, we didn't get a lot of character drafts, and we're gonna have to throw 4 of these characters at this. Some of these we're saving for later. I would really like to save Bennett and Xiangling. They can defeat a boss on their own. So Ganyu will be our carry position, and we just need to fill the team around her. For the Primo Bishop, we're going to need a shield. Ganyu benefits from off-field pyro application, so we're going to go with this team.
Shake it and stir it. Here. For Rex Lapis. Hold that pose. Hard hitting it. Snatch. Look at you. Put down. Come on, focus. Think you can pull it? Say cheese. Break your neck. Born of ice and frost. Blaze over. Shake it and stick.
So, like you just saw, it doesn't need to be pretty. You really just need to get through these early acts and throw some characters at them. Mavoika essentially fulfills the same role as Gaming, but just way stronger. We're gonna go with her. I really wish they would give me some recruitment events. They don't feel like it though. Fischl is one of those carry characters that can get us through, but currently we just need some filler. We're gonna go with Sayu.
Can I go catch up on my sleep?
So this has a lot of added enemies. We only need to take out the elites, and several of them will just be in our way. Not a huge fan of that. We don't really have a lot of control over what's happening in the battle. Same with that one. I think I'm just gonna go with this. I'm not sure if these enemies are susceptible to taunts, but we're gonna find out.
No touching. I'm out of here. Come on out. Scratch. Can't handle your dream.
So thankfully, we have a taunt, so we don't really need to clear this quickly. We kind of just waste a lot of time. Time does go down when we kill enemies, but the only objective is that that defense objective does not take a ton of damage.
Can't catch me. Shake the hand, stir. Access denied. Next on the agenda. Born of ice and frost. I'm out of here. Sketch. Access denied. Born of ice and frost. Away I go. No touching. I'm out of here. Think you can bully me? And away I go. Access denied.
So unfortunately, we're getting pretty low on our carry characters. Fischl will, with support, be able to win these basic acts by herself. I'd really like to save the 2 stamina on Maboika, so we're going to skip Zhongli right here. I really didn't like either of those buffs. I really didn't want the cost reduction going into the next act. There we go, we got Gaming.
Ready to rumble.
He should be able to clear these just fine. Fischl will be stronger into this one, because we'll have a bow. We also have Amber, another consideration. So, I believe we'll be doing this one. Let me just look at this one. These are enemies that move around a lot. I'm a little concerned within a time limit. So I'm going to go with the ruin enemies. I cannot hit these shots. They keep bumping into each other and just moving slightly.
Go, go, Baron!
Midnight Venta.
I'm out of here!
Mighty mythical beast. Stop it now.
That was unfortunate enough that I'm actually going to restart that.
Get him! Let it rain! Midnight Phantasmical! And that's me! Come on out!
Up to it, Montai.
No one is
I have had a horrible experience with that. But we have plenty of time. Chongyun, very good into the Regis-Fine. We're going to pick him instantly. So, like I said before, we have less cryo characters. Those are the ones I'm going to be rooting.
I hear you've got a job for me.
Alright, so we're at the Electro Regis-Fine. We've prepared for this. Because of the stringent time limit, I'm actually going to use Mavoika here. And we have everything we need to break the shield relatively quickly.
One with my blade. From whence you came.
Let it rip. Hold that pose.
Hard hitting it.
Pyroclastic surge.
Rev the engines.
So for this draft, some extra cryo application from off-field would really help Gaming, so we're gonna go with Shenhe. Both very good characters. Zilonin is a little better.
All right, after you.
Where was this the entire run? Yes, please. Unfortunate. So for enemy consideration, these two are incredibly aggressive. I'm a little worried about them. These enemies, they either pursue you or they're relatively stationary. And the drakes can be quite annoying depending on how they group, so we're going to go with the center one.
Forth my blade.
Take your true form.
Do your master's bidding. Shiver.
Up to it, Montai. One with my blade. Submit for
Cryo incarnate. You can't run.
Lights out.
mighty mythical beast.
For this draft, none of these characters really change much of anything. We just used up Gaming, so Janyun kind of falls off. So now I'm kind of keeping an eye out for my Uemiya. I only have 3 characters left in Pyro, so let's give it a shot. There she is.
Let's go out and play.
So the consideration here is that both our Bennett and Xiangling still have 2 stamina, so if we conserve them for this fight, the next 2 acts have both of them, and that's pretty much a freebie. I would like Chevreuse going into the final fight, so that means that we're kind of weapons free on a lot of these teammates. We're going to go with a Movoika Melt team.
Light it up! Bring it! Hear the echoes of the valley! Unleash!
Do your master's bidding.
Shiver! Light of the blazing sun! Burn it down! Letting brave names echo! Obey! Judgment! Lights out! Cryo incarnate! Wrath from the sky!
And there she is. We now have our plan for the final few rounds right here. The companion recruitment this late. I believe Toma's the only one left in the pool, so there's no point in actually clicking on this. Actually, I completely forgot about Kachina. Really don't need her, but might as well just bring her home. Zhongli's there as well. Hello, Zhongli.
Wow! I can join the team?
Alright, so, Yuimiya is our plan going into this next one, and this is an AoE fight where she does not excel. We're gonna go with the cryo enemies. The cryo abyss mages will always come to us. You really don't want to pursue them. It's where they get a little inconsistent.
Again, a festive reprise. Time for a light show.
Oh, don't make me a liar, buddy, please.
Boba, get them.
Unfortunately, that guy did not cooperate. We're going to have to reset.
I'm going in. You're toast. Here comes the fireworks. Here goes. Throwing down. Fire hazard.
Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork!
I'm the right man into the fire. Hey, go bishop down. Cut a ramp. Clear the area. Time for a light show.
You just wait over here, the mages will come to us.
Going in. Japan! Throwing fire hazard. Here comes the fireworks.
Alright. Much more cooperative Vista, please. Please don't do this to me.
Nice and spicy. Here goes.
Alright, despite the bullying, we made it. Our team is locked in. We have the win. None of this really matters. We'll take the melt buff, sure. We plan on using Chevreuse, so none of this really matters. Alright, here we go. Alright, so all of our preparation has led us here. We plan on using a Chevreuse team, and we essentially have the win already.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. rest.
Hands where I can see 'em.
So there we have it. That's our win. I guess I'll just ramble over this section instead of the build section. I'm not a huge fan of this game mode. It really just feels like a paywall instead of anything skillful. As you saw, we just kind of ran a bunch of random teams, and as long as you just have 1 or 2 good carries, you're fine. You can borrow units from other people. I did not, but someone with a well-invested core character will essentially win you 2 of these acts out of the 10. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I plan on doing this again for the next season, just for consistency's sake. Just, you know, so you don't think it's a one-off fluke. I definitely made it look difficult at times, but it's a little hard to narrate and play the game at the same time. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you next time.